I've actually sung karaoke many times with Joe Gordon-Levitt. This is very important for the people who hate Summer to go back and watch the scene. I was rooting for the relationship.
Did Tom and Summer ever get back together? Is there a chance in hell?
I think there is.
Sometimes it can seem like movie romances only happen in New York or Paris. But in 2009, 500 Days of Summer found love and heartbreak right here in downtown LA. This park is known as Angel's Knoll, and this bench, well, this is where Tom and Summer bonded and finally broke up for good in the movie. 500 Days of Summer was a surprise right from the get-go. It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival to rapturous audience and critical reviews. Before that, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was best known for playing an alien on a sitcom, and Zooey Deschanel for singing in the shower in Elf. 500 Days of Summer told a familiar boy meets girl story in an unusual way, zigzagging in time, and always from the boy's very skewed perspective. Tom may not have been the most reliable hero, but he did have good taste in architecture. 500 Days took advantage of LA's beauty in many unexpected ways. Let's go to the map. Much of 500 Days takes place in downtown LA, surrounded by architectural gems like the Fine Arts Building and the Eastern Columbia Building. Tom and Summer first meet at work. The Fenton Building on South Spring Street is home to their greeting card company. After the couple first gets together, Tom makes a triumphant visit to Grand Park for a memorable dance to Hall & Oates. If you think the building at the end where Tom meets Autumn is familiar, you're just a perceptive movie nerd. That's the Bradbury Building, also famously used in Blade Runner. But before things fall apart for Tom and Summer, their relationship really sparked at an after-work karaoke spot shot at the Redwood Bar. That's where meeting up with Summer, aka Zooey Deschanel herself. We're at the Redwood, Zoe.
We are, yeah.
Back 10 years later. What do you remember about being at the Redwood?
I don't remember that it was called the Redwood. All I know is it's like nautical theme, has a lot of ropes, and there's some ship windows.
Yes, I've been in there. I can attest to that.
Yeah.
It's still like that.
Yeah.
So, downtown LA, when I
Yes.
think of 500 Days of Summer, I think of it not just as an LA movie, but a downtown LA movie.
It is a downtown LA movie, and it shows all the beauty and the glory of downtown LA. It was in its heyday in the 20s, really, and then LA started spreading out.
Yes.
And downtown was a little bit abandoned for a long time. And because of that, it didn't build up in the same way as a New York City or a Chicago did, you know.
So is it funny to you that now in the years since 500 Days, like downtown LA is like the hip, fashionable part of town?
It is a hip and fashionable part of town. It's really cool, and it's had a resurgence, which is really great.
Maybe 500 Days of Summer should get the credit, Zoe, is what I'm saying.
Maybe we get a little credit.
Okay.
A touch.
Okay, should we go inside, check it out?
Let's do it.
All right, let's see if anything's changed. This is it.
This is it.
This is where Tom and Summer kind of bonded.
Yeah.
Should we assume the Tom and Summer locations?
Let's do it.
Okay, you're Summer, I'll be Tom.
Okay.
Let's talk about where you were at when 500 Days of Summer came around. Were you looking for this kind of a movie? I don't even know what this kind of a, there aren't many movies like this.
Yeah. It's always been a challenge to find, you know, female characters that are well developed and three-dimensional.
Yeah.
The thing about this movie that was actually really interesting was that the character is a three-dimensional character, but that plays in like 2 dimensions in the context of the film. So the challenge for me was actually trying to come up with a person that really was real, but like a lot of who she was doesn't play on camera because it's all from his point of view.
That's the key to understanding the film.
Yeah.
Is that we're watching this, and I think it was lost on some people maybe the first time they saw it because you think you're watching a certain kind of thing that you've seen 100 times before, when in reality you're watching a hugely skewed perspective of a romance.
Well, and I know immediately that somebody's probably only watched it once if they say, "Oh, I hate Summer." And then I'm like, well, watch it again. Hear what she says. She's very honest.
Did you feel like you shared much in common with Summer? Did you feel like there's a lot of Zoe in that character?
No, I felt she's so much cooler than me. Yeah.
So this sequence in particular is a pretty important one.
Yes.
This is like the first extended conversation where they really start to like talk.
Yes, yeah. This is very important for the people who hate Summer to go back and watch the scene because she says...
She literally says, I don't want to be anybody's girlfriend.
She doesn't want to be anybody's girlfriend.
I like being on my own. Relationships are messy and people's feelings get hurt. Who needs it?
I mean, you
It's
can't
like the
be
first-
anything more direct than that.
It's like the first conversation they really have where it's not just him like kind of from afar,
Right.
you know. Actually, one of the funniest things to me, when you watch the scene where they're in bed and they're talking to each other, and then the narrator starts, then it's like her voice, who's a confessional voice, just completely fades out, and then the narrator is like, Tom felt so special that she had never told anyone these things before.
He wondered if anyone else had made it this far.
And I'm like,
But what did she say?
what? Listen to what she's saying. If it's all about him.
Yes.
And this is the thing that makes it such a great movie, I think, is that it is from this really distinct perspective of this person who's so fixated on this person that they've created a relationship beyond what's actually happening with them.
Yes.
But I think it's so charming, and Joe is so good, and it's so well directed, and the script is so good that
You're lost in it.
you
You
are
don't
just like,
realize.
yes, I want everything he wants.
You're protective of Summer, it seems like, over the years.
I am. Well, so I actually never expected people that there would be people who disliked her, and I was like, why would you hate her? And I'm like, well, it's a testament to how well done the movie was, but. You'd be hard pressed to find a person that's that forthcoming with their feelings right off the bat. She doesn't lead him on at all. She just says, she says right away.
One of the great scenes is the expectations versus reality scene.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
So Tom comes to this party that's
become a
Summer.
meme.
It's huge. It's wonderful, and it's just shot so well, and the music's great. So essentially, you're shooting two different versions of that scene,
Yeah,
essentially,
yes.
right? Is that your recollection of it?
Yeah, some of them it was like we start off the same and then you just slightly change it, you know? Mark Webb, who directed the movie, is such a master of that subtlety. Yeah, he did a really great job.
What's it like to see that finished sequence? Because it plays with the music and the side by side. It's just perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah, and Mark came from doing music videos, so he really has such a great sense of doing things with music. And I mean, I buy into it and feel sad watching it. I want the expectation to happen. Personally.
You're rooting for the relationship, even though
I was rooting for the relationship. I mean, I'm protective of the character, but I also feel like the best movies end either ambiguously or kind of in a melancholy way. Like all my favorite movies, the ones that stick with you, there's a little dig at the end.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if I think about like The Graduate.
Yes.
There are so many great movies that have just that little like, no, we're not going to give you that happy ending, you know.
The other important part of this sequence here at the Redwood is the karaoke sequence.
Yes.
I want to take a look over
Let's
there.
do it.
All right.
So this is the karaoke.
We got a good view.
Yes.
Behind us is the bar where you guys talk about the Knight Rider theme song. Mm-hmm. And in front of us is where you guys, come together in a way because we get to see you sing. Mm-hmm. We get to see Tom sing.
Mm-hmm. I've actually sung karaoke many times with Joe Gordon-Levitt. So prior to this, so
You had been preparing and you didn't even know it.
I didn't even know it. Yes. Yeah. He got kicked off of a stage once because he got too into the song.
That sounds like Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I don't know if he remembers that, but I remember it. It was so funny. Yeah.
How did you select the song? Was that in the script? Was your song in the script?
No, they asked me for some suggestions, and I suggested Sugartown.
Generally speaking, the soundtrack to this movie is great. The music is really important to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The quote-unquote meet-cute moment is all based around a mutual love of the Smiths.
Yes, yeah. You know a film has a good soundtrack if when you hear the song, you immediately picture the place in the movie or you immediately think of that movie. So a number of the songs from this movie, when I hear them, I just immediately think of 500 Days of Summer.
What do you remember about
And not just because I was in it.
But it is part and parcel of a great romance to have a great soundtrack. Like, you think of all the classics, it doesn't work without
It's
that.
the thing I miss about mixtapes. I miss the giving music as a gift,
Totally.
you know?
You know what the greatest gift would be? Giving the 500 Days of Summer soundtrack to a
On
friend.
vinyl. I said it.
Another big musical moment in the film that doesn't actually involve you, but it's Joe dancing to Hall & Oates.
Yes, which I love that sequence, and I was sad I wasn't in it in retrospect. I think it makes a lot more sense if I'm not in it.
It kind of works that he's so like in his own weird
the
world.
fact that he's having this like celebratory moment by himself with a bunch of strangers, it sort of speaks to that same like skewed perspective that we spoke about earlier. So I think it was perfectly done, and I love that. I love that dance sequence.
Did Tom and Summer ever get back together? Is there a chance in hell?
I think there is.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
definitely.
The eternal romantic.
They have such good chemistry.
Okay, now I have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for showing me around
Thank you,
your
yeah.
old haunt. Zoe.
My old haunt.
Let's go
My favorite place.
Let's go sing some karaoke.
Okay.
Wait, that's a really bad idea for me to sing karaoke with Zoe Deschanel. Penis.
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 Penis!
Penis!
So you're a big fan of 500 Days of Summer.
I don't know what you're talking about.